Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. Today we got something silly for you. It doesn't work on high Titan levels, so we're actually going to do it on the Sigil of Corruption, just the first level, so we can get this going. Just to show you something really silly that works with artifact power. So we've got ourselves Arrow Barrage here. Now this is thanks to Fadeen on the Discord. He actually showed us something with the Pyromancer and the birds, and it was crazy. So I thought I would implement this onto another character using their artifact power. And I thought, well, when I was playing the Pyromancer, I always went between Mhyzahet and Aruanak, and Aruanak will have the Doom bonus for us. So I thought, well, let's use that. So we're going to be using a whack ton of our artifact power, but because we're only really using our artifact power, that's what we focused on a lot. We are not going to be doing that much damage, and that's why, you know, this isn't meant for high tier Titan leveling. This is just for mucking about. So we need to get a lot of multicasting in there. We don't want to spend a lot of our rerolls because we've only got Endless Refill, which is over there, but we're using Skill Mastery Swing, Skill Mastery Earth, and then Endless Refill. So we want Earth Shield, Slash, and Whirlwind, and we're going to go and spam, you know, what we can. Get ourselves some of that juicy multicast there. So multicast is going to be important. Cast frequency is good as well. And then we're looking for skill chain of swing to earth as well. But we need to get that second swing skill. Also, I need to move on to the next objective. I'm being a bit silly. I completely forgot about that. But there's our artifact power going off. And we are hoping to get that to go off a whole lot more. So we'll see what happens. I know Fadeen takes a lot of Leviathans. That's not my kind of thing, so we're not going to worry about it. Can we, in the next couple of rerolls, get ourselves... We want to keep a couple of rerolls for the boss. We're not getting what we wanted. Get that. Grab the Merciless. We could have gone for the block as well. But the point is to do Mhyzahet and get that artifact power passive from the Titan. And that's what's going to make this whole build shine. So let's see what happens. It does take a little bit of time to get on the road. We need to fight at least 3 Titans. So we need to beat Mhyzahet twice at least. But as soon as you do that, you're going to be in a very good spot. So it's all about patience right now. And finding the skill we're looking for, because otherwise we're in trouble. Okay, we're just going to grab movement speed. We're going to grab the multicast. Still not getting what we want. I guess we can go critical strikes now, apply Doom. It just helps with additional damage overall, because we're not going to have a lot of damage. And we are going to take the Aruanak Doom damage skill, because I'm hoping that by doing that, at least the artifact power can deal a whack ton of damage by abusing Doom. And then at least we can aim our artifact power as well, so we'll see. We're just hoping. Okay, I want the movement speed. The best thing would get a troll right now, a loot goblin. That would be the best case scenario, so we can fight Mhyzahet twice in a row. But my typical luck is going to be finding the loot goblin when we're doing Aruanak. And then we'll just ignore the loot goblin. Alright, and there's our artifact power going off. You can see it deals a whack ton of damage. Still nothing. We get Ruin, pretty good. Magnetic. Still trying to find our skill. We can go for the damage increase, but not magical. We're looking for physical. And then this is going to be area of effect. That's fine for now. Again, if we could find the skill faster, we would then already be in a better spot. Because once we get that other swing skill, we'll get the swing to Earth as a legendary option. So we've already kind of not messed up, but it's just not being very lucky. Although how many options are there for us to use? We could re-roll a couple. There we go. Okay, that was worth it. And we are back in business now. Alright, so the reason we use these skills, let me explain it now to everyone since we have them. The reason we go for these specific skills is they low cooldown. They've got a decent AoE. They also give us bulwark and finesse, so we got the multicast and some block. And then the other thing that they do is they are, well, skills that have very low cooldown. So what's going to happen is we have a high cooldown on Earth Shield, and the artifact power takes multicast into consideration, as well as gaining more stacks of artifact power based on the cooldown of the skill. Now, this is information that I've been told, so I don't know. I'm assuming it's accurate because this does work. It works fantastically. So, I mean, this dude absolutely has so many hours in the game. It's actually ridiculous. A fantastic player. So, you know, if he says something happens, unless he gets back to you and says, oops, I was wrong, it happens. He's even like said stuff to the developers before, and the devs like, how did you even work that out? So he's given information like this happens to the exact number, and the developers have been astonished by him being able to figure that out. So this guy knows what he's doing. He's like Mhyzahet 2.0, if not even more hours than Mhyzahet in the game. So definitely this is what you need to do. And you go from short cooldowns to a large cooldown skill like Earth Shield. You can probably use other skills, but Earth Shield actually makes sense here because it's going to keep you alive and healed. And then you go Swing to Earth, skill chain, so you are proccing the skill multiple times in a row every second, and it's going to give you so many stacks of artifact power that your main ability actually becomes your artifact power. So hopefully we can get that working. But yeah, I hope that makes sense to all of you. So general cast frequency, movement speed, and then do we need a bit more crit? We'll just go with the damage for Doom for now. Now, Fading probably didn't grab, you know, the damage for Doom and all that stuff. Well, he didn't do Doom, he did Fire because he was using the Pyromancer. But I think adding the little bit of damage with Doom, especially since we're going to grab Aruanak's Doom passive, just makes a little bit of sense to me. But yeah, so you can see we need 40 stacks, I believe, for our artifact power to work. We can go damage over there, area of effects fine. What we do need is multicast chance. So we're going to look for multicast chance on Earth Shield when we reach level 50. Multicast chance as well as the Swing to Earth skill chain. And hopefully it all works perfectly fine. But there we go, we actually activated the artifact power as we entered in there. I thought it was 40, but it could be wrong, it could be 30 stacks. Just keep your eye out on that number for when it goes to 0, and you will notice what it is. So we're on 21 right now. Okay, so it's 30 stacks, not 40 stacks, so apologies there, but at least we got it up and running properly. I mean, we're able to tell. And then at least we have the Earth Shield to heal us some damage. Now, if you can use your mount, you can use it, but it's very difficult to get it. And we needed the reroll because here we go. So every time you use, or every time you apply artifact power, there's a chance to multiply the quantity of stacks by 2. So that's going to come in insanely handy. And now we go to Aruanak. And we're just going to bounce between the two of them. If we get a goblin during Mhyzahet, then we'll use it. Otherwise, we don't need one. But yeah, you'll see now the stacks for our artifact power are going to start going up a whole lot quicker. Obviously, the more multicast we get like this, beautiful, the better it is going to be for the build. So that's the focus. Multicast on Earth Shield. And skill chain, cast frequency for the other two skills, and multicast for them as well, because the more they multicast, the more it's going to stack up for us. Relentless works perfectly fine. The artifact power based is on the base cooldown, not on current cooldown. So you can get as much cast frequency as you want without worrying about it. Oh, it also pierces. I didn't actually know that. But you can see we just used the artifact power and it's already up again. And then when we add the doom effect from now, it's going to be amazing. So we're actually going to reroll here because we wanted the skill over here. We can grab the basic multicast and move on from there. Grab a little bit of doom being applied by everything as well. That's fine. So skill chain makes it so that our shield wall, earth shield now procs a whole lot more. We'll at stage 4 see just how powerful it actually becomes. We will get stronger and stronger the more we actually play. Okay, cast frequency, go for more damage with doom, and pop the artifact power on these guys. Fantastic. Try not do boss fights though, I guess, until you're ready. We can grab that as well, and more magnetic. But our artifact power is going crazy. Alright. Yeah, as soon as it's not a boss fight, we actually do a lot of damage to everything else. So it's quite easy, and then we'll just struggle a couple of minutes against Aruanak until we get a little bit stronger, and then we'll get the Doom passive, and we should be in a much better spot. But we do absolutely destroy everything else around us. So, and then eventually we can also stand still because we get so much Earth Shield procs as well. So we do want to stack as much HP and Earth Shield proccing as often as possible. So that's why we get the multicast chancing over there, and then that's going to help us get the bulwark, get ourselves the crit, and then the merciless as well for damage. You can do other bosses if you feel like Shattered's going to help with your damage, Exposed, whatever the case may be. You can go with whatever form, but the most important thing is getting 3 of those artifact power passives from Mhyzahet. And I mean, the more the better, but I don't think I think you might crash if you get more than that. Okay, final one is a boss fight, which is a bit of an issue. I mean, it's not an issue, but it's whatever. And we got 2 multicasts there on Slash, which is beautiful. Not getting a lot of skill chain just yet, but hopefully we'll get a whole lot more as we progress. So we are level 72, so 2 more levels and we do get another skill chain. That's really good. Some aptitude. So now we have more crit damage. And can we stand still for a decent chunk of time? We actually can. And then we just heal up. Pretty good. So here we got more multicast. Again, we just want to re-roll because we're looking for the skill chain. And then we grab the multicast there as well. So now we got 20% skill chain. We should start seeing far more. Oh yes, look at that look at that artifact power going over there, guys. I don't know if it works similar to the the animals that you can summon. Like having like Demon Hunter may have been better, but I really did want to try and do it in a sense where it was something that dealt damage. So that doom damage is probably going to come in handy. But you can do this on any character that has artifact power. So I think we'll do Demon Hunter in the future just to try it out. But there you go, you're going to have an endless barrage of the attacks there, because you don't actually need your attack to hit an enemy for the artifact power to spawn. So we literally can just have our artifact power all the time up 24/7, a constant barrage of attacks over here from our character, and it's beautiful. And now when we get the doom thing, it's going to work wonders. And it's got a really great distance as well, so you can hit enemies from far away with it as well. And then if we do something like get onto our Panther, it's even better, because that increases our cast frequency, all of those juicy stats. Alright, so Aruanak is down. Let's go grab those. More skill chain, that's what we're looking for. And we use the Doom over here. Fantastic. Back to Mhyzahet. Come on, game, just give us a second one at the same time so we can double the Mhyzahet. Alright, and it's already up. And now we deal even more damage because of the Doom passive. So we do use Doom on hit, just so we got that extra damage. Alright, more movement speed, more Doom on hit, more critical damage. And then our crit chance is only 87, so we do want to get that to 100, so we will work on that as well. Looking for some critical strike chance. Another rune. We're actually on 120%, and I think rune works very similarly to the passive that we got, so it's like double the amount now, which is really cool. I'm just, random numbers generator over there. I don't actually know the amounts, but since we've got 120% and then 1% chance of 1% of the total Doom, I think that's pretty good. So 120% damage because of Ruin, and then there's 1% chance of proccing 1% of the total damage as well. Pretty good. And then you can just see the projectiles flying off. It's awesome. Love it. More cast frequency. We can get prowess. That is insane. And then we just take big upgrades, like damage over there is pretty good. We've got our multicast over here, so we'll lock that. But remember, we do want the skill chain, so it doesn't look like we're going to get it. So we'll just lock this and go there. Alright, we need one reroll at least, just in case we don't get the artifact power thing from the boss. So it's a bit unfortunate we didn't get the skill chain upgrade, but so far it's looking pretty good, regardless of that. Oh man, this... Okay, but look, to be fair, this is just for shits and giggles. Just like a concept that it works. This would... I think you can get this to work on the standard game mode as well, but obviously it's going to be a lot harder because you don't have the passives, and it won't look as good. But in terms of difficulty, the Overlord cycles are a lot easier than this because... the bosses here actually, they're like super variants, so they have hard defenses, which is something people don't take into consideration as well. We're going to do this one because it's not a boss fight, it'll go a lot faster. Cast frequency, another ruin. This is absolutely insane. Get ourselves HP, because the more HP we have, the more damage we're going to be dealing. And this is just absolute madness for us today. Focus our projectiles at the enemies we're trying to defeat quicker. And there's one more somewhere. There we go. Let's make our way over to the boss. Nice that we have 4 dashes so we can move quite quickly. But that's why we want the movement speed bonus as well. Okay, there's a skill chain, 34%. Prowess again. Multicast, multicast. Get ourselves more merciless. And we are sitting on 374%, so 372% multicast over there. And you'll actually see how much prowess we actually gain just because of the multicasting and all of that. It's going to be pretty intense. Because right now we're sitting on 102. So let's see by the end of this fight what number we are sitting on because of prowess. It's not actually going up as fast as I thought it would, to be honest. But damage is definitely considerably stronger than it was from earlier. From the first time we fought Mhyzahet. We should be able to actually stand still. Yes, we can. Do we want to is another story. The closer we are, obviously, the more damage we're going to do, because then the swing skills are going to hit more as well. So we're going to apply more Doom. We have 13,000 stacks of Doom on the boss right now as well. And then an immediate death happening over there. So now we are going to grab, and that's why we had the reroll, another one of the Heart of Sand. Didn't get a upgrade or a minion, sorry, a loot goblin, so that's unfortunate. But back to Aruanak for even more Doom. And then you just bounce between the two of them, essentially. So that's it. You can try and see how far you can get on no sigil, but just look at the number on the side there. You're going to see all the arrows spawning, and it's going to be an endless barrage. It's not as visually good looking as having the phoenixes, but the proof of concept works. So I just wanted to try it and see if it worked on all the other characters, and it does. And I think it might look a lot better playing it on something like the not the shaman, the actually shaman could be crazy because of the totems. That could be crazy. And then also you just stack life because they do more damage based on your life. That could be intense. Okay, maybe that's something to look for in the future. Play it on the shaman and see where we go from there. But now we just work on skill chain. So there it is. We get the multicast as well, cast frequency, and then just doom and HP. Everything just gets doomed. And we're going to get more damage now as well from the Doom as well. So at least our damage does increase every single time. It is only a 1% chance of proccing, but I think when it does proc, it is amazing. We need 2 more. There's a 2 over there right by the door. And it's not a boss fight. We forgot to check our prowess stacks, but we'll do that now during this boss fight. Because we got quite a lot happening. Okay, movement speed's fine. Increased Doom, more swing to earth, Doom, HP. We still need crits, so there we go, 100% crit chance. Damage of Doom is good. More skill chain. Fantastic. Actually, how much skill chain do we have currently? Where's that over there? So we're on 60% skill chain, which is intense. Once we get to 100%, that's going to be mad because both of the skills will be skill chaining into the earth shield. We will be immortal. But we can actually just stand still and fight the boss. I don't think we have to worry about ever taking damage. I don't think one of the attacks will do 340 damage. But if we do lose 1 life, it's not the end of the world either. Just need to keep our attacks focused on the boss fight over there. All our Doom stacks just disappeared. I'm not sure if that's because of the passive, if that was the 1% and it dealt the damage or not. I actually have absolutely no idea. Currently on 17, 18, 19, 20,000 stacks, and it just keeps going up and up. 25,000, 27,000. As long as we keep reapplying Doom, that's how it works. Maybe this passive isn't that great, because it only deals... How much damage does it actually deal? When you apply Doom on the target, there's a chance to instantly cause a percentage of the Doom. It's supposed to be the accumulated Doom. It's not supposed to get rid of the Doom. So I'm not sure why or what happened there. But anyway, now we've got 2% chance. And then we'll go do the Mhyzahet, the final one. I don't think the Arrow Barrage can... See, the Phoenixes are like a summon. So you get a lot of them, so it looks cooler. But in this case, it doesn't work as well. Because it's just a projectile, you can't actually see it. And also because they changed how projectiles work in the game for optimization reasons. You're not going to see all the the projectiles that it's possibly causing. So there is that as well. Multicast and get the skill chain again, 70%. And just look at the number over there going up. So you can actually see how many times it's casting it all the time, which is pretty crazy. Now imagine you did this with like Demon Hunter and you have a certain amount of spawns you can have. But I don't think the thing with Pyromancer is the Phoenixes don't have a spawn limit. Or you can summon 7 at a time or something. I don't know. I'll have to test it on other characters and see if it works on them as well. But it could be really, really interesting. I mean, look at the Earth Shield. It's just crazy. It's like we've got a brick wall around us. It's awesome. I love it. We've got 200% ruin. That's absolute madness. Absolute madness. At least we do defeat things quite relatively quickly right now. But I think as you keep progressing, the bosses are going to become harder and harder to defeat. So you can't keep doing the silliness. Alright, this will be the last fight. If you guys want to try this out and go further with it, you obviously can. But we will definitely be doing this to see what it looks like on other characters as well. I would like a 3. These, not just these ones. There should be another scorpion. There it is. This is a tanky boy. And there's more scorpions here. There we go. We still need 5. It's just taking forever to get good ones. It's not that we're not doing damage. We kind of are, but I don't think the boss fight's going to go very fast. But that doesn't matter. Expansive. We don't need that. We'll just go damage, multicast, damage for swing, HP, and then 132. So our prowess isn't actually that fantastic. I guess if we got even more cast frequency and even more multicast on the swing skills, we'll be better off. There we go. It is an elite enemy that we have to defeat, so it does take a little bit longer. And there's a 2 fight over here that we can do. Oh, it is a boss fight. This is going to take ages. It is what it is. It is only a 2-1, so it should be fine. Gives us a good indication of what's going to happen. They do have 5 billion HP though. And as you can see, we are practically unkillable. Until our Earth Shield runs out, then they can kill us quite easily. But this is one of the issues with the build is, like I said, you're not going to be able to do a lot of damage to things. So that's why it's better to do this on a lower difficulty scaling, because things like this take forever. This could take 2 minutes for all we know. Hopefully not. Let's just go back this way because he's melee, so he'll run to us. I thought he would run to us, but he's not. And then we can hit both of them now. Alright, there we go. 1 down. The next one's about to fall. It should die now. Perfect. So the way Doom works is if the Doom outscales the HP, then it's an automatic like defeat for the enemy that it hits. So that's how that works. Can grab more multicast, more Doom, more crit, more swing. Ooh, that's on a high amount there. 86% skill chain. Alright, final boss fight, and then that's it. We don't have to worry about the artifact power. I mean, it's already at a limit where we get so much. You could keep going if you're playing other characters. 3 is a really good limit according to Fadine. Fadine, I hope that's how you say your name. I apologize if I am brutalizing it. Maybe getting more Aruanaks would have been better, but it's whatever. Actually, this is going faster, even though it has more HP. This is going a lot faster than when we were fighting the other bosses. And then we, as you can see, we get hit, but it immediately heals us because of our Earth Shield. And yeah, lots of damage. So we don't need any damage reduction. As long as the damage you taking can be healed immediately, it will be. But there, our doom stacks disappeared, even though we're continuously hitting the enemy. So maybe it's a bug. Maybe we found a bug, because it doesn't mention that it removes the doom stacks. It's supposed to just do the damage, but it's been removing doom stacks. I mean, we're on 50,000 doom stacks right now. It's absolutely bonkers. Fantastic. Well, let me know what you guys thought about that. If you enjoyed it or not, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.